Bonjour everyone, I am back and today it's the 2nd of March. Maybe the video is gonna come out in a week or something like that, I don't know. But it is spring and we are ready to take a lot of all of this compost that we have made. So we took all these bags that we have used to grow mushrooms in. We have been growing lion's mane, we've been growing oyster mushrooms and some pupino as well, and some other test mushrooms, like there's some turkey tail and some reishi in there as well. And everything is piled up in one big pile, and we have been just harvesting this pile for the last year. And most of it is, as you can see here, it looks dark and very nice. This compost is amazing. Like, we had so many of the locals from the area, local farmers, local like just regular people coming in, and like we put out in the community, you can come here, you can get some nice compost, and we had a lot of people coming, and now we don't have that much left, as you can see here. So we are making a new pile here and a new pile over here. This is the last thing of the pile that we have, and in a week there's gonna be like probably half the size of that pile as well again. Everything has been composted for a lot of time now. We don't turn the compost around and like all the professionals do. We just put it there and we just leave it, and then yeah, it still gets to this stage where it's dark and full of a lot of good things for the gardens. I thought that I would show you a little bit about what we are doing in our own garden with some of this compost, because maybe that could give you an idea about how you could use the compost for yourself if you are growing mushrooms, or if you are intending to grow mushrooms and you're thinking, oh my God, I don't know, what am I going to do with all these bags and all this trash? It is not trash, it's actually pretty much gold if you know how to use it the proper way. We are going home in our garden, and I'm gonna show you a little bit about how it's going back there. Now we are in my garden, and one of the parts of the garden, we have actually taken all this compost and just made these rows. We don't know that much about how this all works, but we took all the grass from last year that we didn't cut. We didn't cut the grass the whole year because we were so busy working all the time. So as you can see here, we had some piles and we basically destroyed some of the lawn. And we thought, what are we gonna do? So we thought we would just might as well make it into one big pile of beds. And in these 3 beds, we have considered growing strawberries. So basically all the compost that we have produced at the farm. Last year, we planted these strawberry plants. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, here. So we planted these strawberry plants last year, and we hope to be able to supply ourselves with lovely strawberries for the whole season. Over here we started some beds, and as you can see here, we put some cocoa on top of some of them, and on some of the others we just put the compost. So yeah, we started growing some of the leeks and spring onions from the store that we bought, that we just saved the bottom and continued to grow. I don't know how that's gonna go. We're pretty beginners in this. We don't know that much. We saw a lot of videos on YouTube, but yeah, we're gonna try and see, and hopefully we're gonna grow some nice things here as well. So we have some beds that we laid down, and as you can see, some of it is with the grass, and then we have some with leaves underneath. And I don't know if we're gonna put some topsoil on top. Maybe some of you know what to do about that. And right now it's the 2nd of March, and in Denmark. And for some of you beginners like me, thinking out there, wow, now spring is here. No, it's not. It will be, this is the fake spring. That's what everyone is calling it. This is what, now we're getting a little sun and think, oh wow, it's getting hotter, and let's plant everything out and just go all in. And don't do that. I heard about, because usually we have the last like winter night with -0 degrees of temperature around the end of April. So right now we are just laying the beds, being here, maybe we're gonna put some some plastic on top of these so the worms and all of those things can like compost it even better. But yeah, we're pretty much beginners in this, so let's see how it goes. Let's see if we can actually take the compost that we created from the mushrooms that we grew at our farm and make it into something we can produce something in our garden. We will see. I will share the journey with you, and if there's something, let us know in the comments if you have some tips or some tricks for us. But otherwise, then we're gonna have some chickens here as well. So we're gonna get some chickens going there, and they're gonna fertilize everything. Hopefully, we don't know how it's gonna work out, but gonna share all the knowledge we get from it with you guys. So just for a little fun, I have taken some of the reishi mushrooms that we've grown in our basement, and I've placed the blocks here. I've placed the turkey tail blocks here, and now I'm gonna put some compost on top of it. Let's see how that goes. I don't know. So, and I've also put a little, because I'm very lazy, I have put a little scraps on the grass to see how is the grass going to react differently in this area regarding to the other area here. And in one of the beds, so in one of the beds I've placed some reishi mushrooms as well. I'm gonna add a little compost to it. I'm gonna add some more compost to these ones as well, and let's see how that goes. So we are back in the garden here again, and as you can see here, I just laid on some more compost on the different turkey tail, the reishis, and I didn't do anything over here. So we will see how that goes. Many years ago I had this epiphany that in order to learn something, if you're really new in it, like I am with the garden here, it's always easier to actually learn from someone who's an expert in it and has done it before, so I don't have to make all the same stupid mistakes like getting pests in it and like, I don't know what can else go wrong, probably a lot of things. But there is this guy who is living very close to us, like 20 minutes away. So he's a guy I got to know from a guy doing mushrooms as well, and we are doing some cooperation between us. And he told me that this guy down here, he can get some oak. So that guy, he can get some oak trees, like some cutted trees in 1 meter length, because at this time around the year, it's really good to start inoculating trees, like tree trunks. And we're gonna start doing that and test that as well. So we got like 50 of those trunks, of oak trunks, and we are gonna inoculate them as well. Probably we're gonna put that at the company, but it's a project that's gonna be like for a long time, because the guy, he told me that one of the guys that he know, they have been harvesting shiitake mushrooms on those trunks for 25 years. So we're gonna try to inoculate them and see how soon it's gonna happen that we are gonna get mushrooms on them as well. It's a fun story. Apparently he's a beekeeper as well. The guy, he's going into beekeeping, and the guy, he's going in some beekeeping club, and in that club, it's he's the youngest guy, and he is 44 years old. So I don't know. He told me that I can have a free bee hide as well. So probably we're gonna put a bee hide somewhere around over here as well. And then, so we're gonna put a beehive over there as well, and then next to the chickens probably. So soon the whole garden will be filled with a lot of life. And I hope that we can put some nasturtium flowers in here, make some daisy flowers as well, and some tagetes flowers. Probably we will see if we can make purløg, I don't know what you call that in English. And then there's gonna be corn over here. So this is how it looks now, and this is how the plan is. So let's see how that goes. Probably we're gonna introduce you to the bees as well. I don't know if this is something that interests any one of you, but I think it's a little fun to be able to spread that knowledge as well, and to bring that further along, because apparently it's a profession for people that is not so young. So let's see if we can spread that knowledge as well. And yeah, we will see how that goes. So as you can see here, we have added some more layers of compost and some more cocoa as well, because the gardener that I spoke to, he said that he's using 20 centimeters of layers. So he says he using 20 centimeters of compost whenever he is making the first beds. So that is what we are going to do as well. And all of this compost is from our farm that we are growing mushrooms in. We are growing mushrooms and we are growing microgreens as well. Yeah, so all of this is from composted mushroom bags and microgreens grow medium as well. And we are growing microgreens in the cocoa. So if you are new to the channel, we are growing microgreens, we are growing mushrooms, and now as you can see here, we are growing our garden as well, and using as much so we are using as little resources as we possibly can and getting the most yield out of it. That's our thesis of doing everything we are doing. So we are trying to be as circular as possible in this whole process, and we are trying to teach people also how they can do this themselves. We are teaching people how you can start a business in growing microgreens, because this is where we started. So we started an email list. If you are interested in figuring out more about this, then you can add yourself to the email list, and you can also subscribe to the channel to get to know more about how we are growing our garden, but also how we are growing our different microgreens and mushrooms. You can check that out on the channel. But yeah, remember to hit the notification bell as well if you are interested in getting a notification every time we post a video. I hope to be able to do that once every week from now on. So see you, and thanks for watching.